Hey guys, Average Progressive here, and today I'm going to be talking about a video, but I mainly want to talk about freedom of speech, the NFL protest situation, and why conservatives and the right wing are not the free speech warriors they claim to be. But first of all, let's just get right into this video. It's a right wing commentator talking about the NFL protest. It's 5 months old, but it's still very relevant today because of the recent rules and guidelines the NFL set up. But yeah, let's get into the video.
I'm calling foul on all the leftists now rushing to protect the NFL's social justice warriors from President Trump's criticism of their anti-national anthem antics. Their latest line of defense? The NFL is a private enterprise whose rights are being violated by those who dare to challenge their political radicalization. Private enterprise? That's some NFL Super Bowl-sized audacity right there. I first started tracking publicly subsidized sports boondoggles with my very first website, Porkwatch, back in 1999. Since then, taxpayers have subsidized football stadiums to the tune of an estimated $1 billion every year. Both political parties have supported massive redistribution of taxes from working people to the gridiron spoiled one-percenters. The NFL, its teams, and sponsors benefit from a bonanza of tax-free loans, municipal bonds, and property tax exemptions. Corporate benefactors write off their expenses for stadium luxury boxes, tickets, and naming rights purchases. So as long as the NFL has its hog noses buried in the taxpayer trough, I'll keep speaking up about all the football militants who backed Colin Kaepernick and his disgusting cops as pig socks. You want to raise your fists on the field? Well, get your grubby hands out of our pockets first.
So, she made some interesting points in the video, a lot of points I disagree on, but I want to clarify. One of our main points is that the NFL gets taxpayer money, therefore the players who benefit from taxpayer money should have to stand for the national anthem. So, let me just say this. I don't think the NFL should get taxpayer money at all. I think they should be a private institution. I don't think it's right that when thousands of Americans are struggling, when I think a significant, I don't know the number off my head, but I think there's a significant amount of Americans that can't even afford a $400 plane ticket to travel across the country. Otherwise, they'd be in a horrible financial situation. So that's the current situation we're living in. That's current day America. But we're gonna invest money from the taxpayers to the NFL. Now it's nice to see her recognize the 1%, which most right wingers just don't. They choose to ignore it. But yeah, so I agree with her on that point. Let's stop giving money to the NFL because they should probably be just fine without taxpayer money. But this is where she gets it wrong. So her argument with the taxpayer money is the idea that because the NFL benefits from the taxpayer money, they should be able to force the players and the teams to stand during the national anthem. Well, when I thought about this, and I didn't watch this video before, but it's interesting that this video kind of conflicts with the thoughts I had a few days ago when I was thinking about it. But I was thinking, because they get taxpayer money, because they benefit from the government, I believe that they should be able to have the same rights they have outside the field when working with the government. Just like how the government cannot arrest someone for burning a flag, which was something Trump wanted to do, or what was it? He said they shouldn't be citizens. I don't know. He said they should lose their citizenship. Now, that's completely inappropriate for a government official to say. Maybe that's just Trump talking. But Trump has a continuous record on attacking freedom of speech and freedom of speech issues, but the conservatives never seem to bring it up. They never seem to have a problem. But back to this argument. So I don't believe that the NFL should have to force players to stand for the national anthem just because they get taxpayer money. In fact, I believe because they get taxpayer money, they should have to follow the rule of law. They should be able to protest. They should be able to speak. They should be able to believe whatever they want without getting in trouble. Now now the NFL would be exempt from this if they were 100% a private institution. But guess what? Like she said, they are not 100% a private institution. I've seen the argument that the NFL isn't breaking any laws or doing anything wrong because they're a private institution. But because they're not fully private, I don't believe that it's very fair for players who are using their freedom of speech and expressing themselves and talking about issues peacefully. They're still playing the game for your entertainment, the viewers. They're still representing the team. They're still working hard. But they just want to be able to speak on issues that are important to them. And they have the right to do it. And because the NFL gets taxpayer money, I believe they should not be fined. I believe that it's wrong that they're being fined. I believe they should be able to have their regular American rights on the field because of that taxpayer money. So, another thing I wanted to address in this video was, I know this is a small point, but I just wanted to bring it up. Her language against them. Militants? She called people with different opinions militants. This is what I hate a lot about politics, that everyone that disagrees with you is evil. Everyone that disagrees with you is bad. They're militants. They're radicals. Well, obviously, when you got people on the streets with a Nazi flag in Charlottesville, they are radicals. They're Nazis. But of course, the right-wing media out there doesn't really want to talk about that. And I'm not saying like all media is right-wing, like how they say liberal media. I'm saying the right-wing media figures, they just don't want to bring it up. So, I just want to say, when Colin Kaepernick, the man himself who started this, was asked to not sit during the national anthem because a veteran found it disrespectful, he changed to kneeling to satisfy the veteran. That is respect from both the veteran and from Colin Kaepernick. When the veteran asked, "Please don't sit. I don't want you to sit," he listened and he did another thing to be more respectful. He kneeled. And I really hate, I strongly say this word, I hate the fact that conservatives, neocons, and establishment, mainly the establishment, they like to pretend like they're, oh, I'm for the soldier, I'm for the veterans, I love the soldiers. When really, they're for the military-industrial complex. Because you know what the soldiers died for? They didn't die for you to stand for a flag. They didn't die for you to forcefully stand for a national anthem. They didn't die for you to be punished just because you're not standing for a national anthem. They died for your freedom. They died so that Colin Kaepernick, if he wants to, because he's in a free country, he can do whatever he wants when the national anthem's playing. Okay? That's what freedom is. And I'm assuming that most of those veterans that died, and most of those veterans that fought in general, were fighting for freedom rather than your political agenda, your nationalist focus agenda, and all that other BS. So, this is, I kind of want to segue a little bit from this into, this is the reason I don't believe that the right wing are the free speech warriors they pretend to be. The right wing, they're the same people that are attacking mercilessly. They're calling these people militants. They're saying they should lose their job, their livelihood. They shouldn't get to play football anymore. And I tell you what, because they have a political opinion, they should be punished for that political opinion because they're doing something constitutional, not standing for the national anthem. Well, last time I checked, we don't live in communist China. We don't have to stand for the national anthem. But they're doing something constitutional, but they should lose their job because of it's a different political opinion than yourself. You know, I don't see a lot of these right-wingers getting really upset because other right-wingers are saying, oh, fire them, get rid of them, make them lose their job, make them lose their livelihood. I think that they should be able to do whatever they want when it comes to their speech. They are following the laws. They're not breaking any laws. They're not being disrespectful. I don't believe they're being disrespectful. Other people are going to disagree. But when you listen to veterans who ask you not to sit and people decide to kneel, that's respect. That's respect. And I don't believe that right-wingers who say, oh, make them lose their job, oh, do this, do that. I think they're equivalent to the SJWs that are like, boycott this, boycott that, because they have a different opinion. But that hypocrisy is never mentioned. Now, you know, I don't think people like that lady and people like Ben Shapiro or whoever are speaking out are against these protests. I don't think they're the free speech people they claim to be, and I think those represent the right wing. I don't think Trump is for free speech. You know, Trump has a horrible record, as I mentioned earlier. He's obviously been criticizing the NFL players. That was the controversy this video was made around, and you know, the whole flag burning thing is ridiculous. What's the really conservative judge? Can't think of his name right now. Scalia. Now, he's a right winger. He's a right winger, but he was true. He followed the law, and what he believed was that freedom to burn the flag was guaranteed, and you should not be punished for it. That's called freedom. That's called America. But clearly, these right wingers disagree because they believe, in Trump's words, that they should lose their citizenship for not standing or for burning the flag. What is freedom of speech is the ability to do stuff that not everyone agrees with, or I mean, like say things that not everyone agrees with, but you're still able to do it. Not just other people disagree, but what the government might disagree, what those in government might disagree. Obviously, Trump doesn't like the not standing for the national anthem. I'm assuming a lot of other Republicans and even Democrats don't like it. But guess what? We have freedom of speech. And just because the government doesn't like it doesn't mean the government will stop it. Because that's one of the basic principles. You know, principles, I think this is similar to an FDR quote, principles, you don't change principles, you don't lose principles. But these people don't care about American principles. These people want to see American principles go away. They don't care. As long as it fits their political narrative that the left wing are violent militants that hate America because they have a different opinion. Guess what? Different opinions don't mean you hate America. I don't think they hate America, but they're clearly not following those American principles.